almost any patient with chronic disease, when they go to the doctor, they are uh, usually not deliberately, but inadvertently victimized.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is they are told there's nothing they did to contribute to their disease, and there's nothing they can do to help themselves, right? It's like, oh, well, you've got diabetes. We have these drugs for you. You've got high blood pressure. Here's a drug for that, right? You've got high cholesterol. Here's a drug for that. You've got cancer. Here's drugs for that, or surgery or radiation. And there is no empowerment. And so whether it's a cancer patient or diabetic or heart disease, or name a chronic disease, the patient is not given any information, any resources, any tools to help themselves. They're not educated at all. They're only given a prescription to help mitigate symptoms, to help them live with their condition. And that over time creates a person who is discouraged, depressed, hopeless, right? And I love what you're doing, because we're doing the same things, which is encouraging people and helping them understand that your choices matter, that you can change the way you're living each day. And those changes can have powerful results in your life over time if you stick with them. If you consistently change the way you eat and the way you think and the way you live, start taking care of yourself in a way that you never have before, you're going to see some wonderful, significant improvements in your life. Right?
Yeah.
Like this is great. And exactly what you said is, this is empowering people.
Mhm. Yeah. And, I often think about exactly that point. And, I think it's important to acknowledge that I don't think people with chronic disease are intentionally making decisions that are bad for their health. I think a lot of this is we are in an environment that is stacked against us. It's so much easier to make the bad decision. And what I would like to see is the medical community and the conversations in the consultations that you're talking to that, and not helping people play victim and playing into that, but explaining to them there's a difference between that and acknowledging that you have been making bad decisions or decisions that aren't great for your health. Yes, that is a result of the environment, but let's understand what that environment looks like. Why is it stacked against you? And then once you understand that and you can see it, you can start to build some tools and strategies to better navigate it, to make better decisions in spite of that environment that really is set up to help you develop chronic disease as fast as possible.
I agree. I think the majority of people don't know that what they're doing is harming them, right? Some do, right? I mean, it's hard to find a smoker that doesn't know it causes
Mm-hmm.
cancer, right? I'm pretty sure they all know now it's the number one cause of cancer. But most people don't know that the number two cause of cancer is obesity.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that. It's such a sensitive topic. It's not discussed, and doctors don't want to tell their patients to lose weight because they don't want to hurt their feelings. This is what sort of medicine has sort of devolved in this, to become sort of this pandering,
Mm-hmm.
uh, a delicate, right, thin ice relationship where we just don't want to say anything that might hurt the person's feelings or might make them feel bad. And the best thing you can do for someone is tell them the truth. Sometimes the truth stings a little, but the truth is empowering. And so, yeah, my intention is never to beat anyone up about their choices. I had the revelation that the way I was living was killing me,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was my first major revelation after cancer. And it was like, okay, well, if that's true, then I need to change the way I'm living.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to change. This is on me. I can't blame anybody else, right? I need to see what I can change in my life. So, a lot of people don't want to hear that message, right?
But it's important.
Yeah.
It is important. I mean, if you look at smoking, for example, the science was very clear that smoking was causing lung cancer back in the 1940s. It took 30, 40 years. I mean, still to this day, I can't believe that cigarettes are still sold. But it took 30, 40 years for a lot of regulations to come in place, taxes, for doctors to start recommending people quit smoking. And so I think we would be silly if we were waiting for this food environment to change. People need real information. They need to understand what foods are actually nourishing them and contributing to better health, what foods are causing disease, and then the strategies to help them do that. And I think whether we're talking about obesity or we're talking about excessive consumption of ultra processed foods and the diet, I don't think we should be ignoring that. I do see that conversation out there. I know what you're talking about. I think it's a case of just approaching it with the right bedside manner and having these discussions in a thoughtful, non-judgmental, non-shameful kind of way. And I think that will ultimately lead to empowering people the most.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, why not subscribe? Here's a link to do that. And if you'd like to watch the full interview, you can find it at chrisbeatcancer.com. There's a link to it in the description right below this video.